2, 1. We are filming 13 minutes. What's up? I'm your host, Paul Goon, and live from New York, it's Saturday night. Just kidding, it's Sunday afternoon, and this is 13 minutes. This week, we've got a shark in my apartment. A Griefshark. What's up, man?
Not too much. How about you, man?
Just another day in the life.
I hear you. I'm in a tired mood today. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna try to bring the energy, but I'm very low. I was playing out in Akron last night, and I didn't get home until late. And I just, one of those things where when you go out, you play a show, and you get home late, your first thing is not, oh well, maybe I should go to bed. It's you have to unwind. It's a whole thing. So I'm gonna try to bring the energy, but we'll see what happens.
Very true, not wrong, folks. Just like a common white girl, he's brought his coffee, he's ready to re-energize, revamp the situation. I feel like your music would be really popular in the 80s.
I would love to think so. I'm a big fan of 80s synth pop and stuff like that. So, a lot of the stuff that I do, I definitely model some of the sounds of my synths after 80s synth pop. But also, what I've been thinking more so along the lines of is I listen to probably too much Mac DeMarco.
Okay.
And I kind of like to copy that very wavy, slightly detuned,
Wavy's good though. It's fun,
yeah,
especially when you're like fucked up or high or something. That's
absolutely
good though. I like the wavy. Wavy's good.
I've found over the years that I've started making music more so for myself more than an audience, and I like to listen to my own stuff when I'm fucked up. So that's what makes me happy. If I enjoy it when I'm
We
drinking.
finally have someone admitting on here, because everyone probably does it. I mean, I don't do it. But we finally have someone admitting on the show that they listen to their own music when they're fucked up. It's like Kanye West.
Oh yeah.
Griefshark. That's like a rebrand, right?
Yes, it is.
What was the old name?
The old name was The Wilderness, only was VVI Wilderness.
And did you change the name because everyone had trouble pronouncing it, or?
A lot of it was that. A lot of it was very much, hey, what's your name? I say The Wilderness, but it's with 2 V's. Well, where are the V's? You can't figure that out. Well, I get it. I understand it's a massive pain. Also, there was, and I did not know this at the time, there is an, I think, Icelandic techno metal band that calls themselves Wilderness. Spelled the same way.
You guys can't see the face I'm making right now, but I'm cringing.
I mean, nobody.
Techno metal.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, it's very much. I mean, I listen to it. It's not bad, but it's way different than the stuff that I produce, and. Either way, like the stuff that I produced under that moniker started taking a new form, so I just felt that if I was going to rebrand, which I wanted to rebrand because that name was always supposed to be a placeholder, I felt that now would be the perfect time to do so because I'm now dealing with a whole new set of music that I wasn't playing with that moniker. So
it seems like, especially with this rebrand, there's also come like a whole new look. I thought there was going to, be coming up my steps like this dude with like this crazy beard and long hair. And now you come in here all like cleaned up. The rebrand has taken over completely, hasn't it?
Well, I mean, it's definitely been something that I have in the back of my mind at all times. Like when I make a big change, I want to make a big change as like an overall.
I like it. It's dramatic.
Yeah.
There's an effect there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like to do. I like to be effective.
I can appreciate it. I certainly can. You know that your face is on my record player over there?
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah.
With the old sticker.
Speaking of the long hair, yeah, your face is on my record player.
Yeah.
What type of music are you making? What genre is this?
Oh man, I always call it like indie electronica or indie-tronica. However you want to pronounce that, but
that sounds like a common that sounds like a name that could become popular. Like people are going to start naming their kids Indie-tronica.
Indie-tronica.
Yeah.
Here's my little tyke, Indie-tronica and metalcore. Yeah, it's very experimental though. You know, if I make something that I'm happy with, then I'm not gonna try to write it off or rewrite it until it fits into like a certain paradigm. Generally speaking, though, everything that I've been writing recently all congeals in such a way that it sounds good.
So do you just feel like it's easier to express yourself through experimental music rather than something that's like a more conventional genre?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've done conventional style music, and I've done weird stuff. I've done, two-piece metal. I've done a lot of different types of music.
Two-piece what?
Two-piece metal.
Two-piece knife fighters.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I remember that. Speaking of that, the fans are curious. They want to know, is there ever going to be like a Knife Fighters reunion?
It's not ruled out.
Okay, it's not ruled out, but
Yeah.
it's not ruled in.
We have casually discussed it.
All right. Maybe you should like more seriously discuss it.
There's been talks. There's nothing really to say. Me and Zach are real tight. And, we talk all the time. We hang out all the time. I think
Of course, I've seen you guys together like multiple times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we hang out all the time. I think, are just in really different places than we were then. And if it happens, it happens. But I don't think I'm trying to plan something out right now until like all the stars align and whatnot.
I understand. You're just a shark in the water right now.
Yeah.
You just, you got to do what you got to do. Is my couch comfortable?
It is insanely comfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know that a lot of people that I know are super not into the couches where you just sink in. Ooh, but I love them.
I like that shit. I got that couch for free from my friends Doug and Susie. Shout out to Doug and Susie. Doug's lead singer of a band called Cold Concrete from Youngstown. Shout out to Doug from Cold Concrete for giving me a couch. How many albums and EPs do you have out currently though?
Currently, if you take a look at the old stuff.
Yeah, because I know that most of it's under that, but I mean it seems like there's a lot of music.
Yeah, there's a lot of music, but I don't play any of that old stuff anymore. Really,
you got rid of all of it.
I got rid of a vast majority.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. So I mean, this is really like wow.
It's a total rehash.
Interesting to know.
Yeah.
So do you have any full piece of work out as Griefshark though?
I've released a couple of little things here and there, mostly like mostly on YouTube, really. And I think I have one demo track out somewhere. But I'm actually looking to release my first. It's going to be a short album, but it's like a 7-track, really weird, kind of experimental. I think there's only like 4 songs that I perform on that album of the 7. The other ones are just kind of like demo versions of other stuff and whatnot. And I have that almost finished and a second one almost finished, but I'm going to wait until after New Year to release the second.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a lot different than The Wilderness? Is it going to be a little different than The Wilderness? I know it's going to be a little different off the bat. Is it going to be a lot different than The Wilderness? That's the question.
Right. If you've heard my my newer stuff, like I know that
I listened to a little bit of it. I saw the videos. That's what I spent today doing. You know what I mean? But I want to know more, and I know other people do too. So
it's it's definitely along the lines of it's more lo-fi. It's more like lo-fi indie.
That's in these days.
Yeah.
Are you a hipster?
I mean, I guess I probably am.
Is it wrong to be strong?
I think that it's important to be mentally strong. I think that it really kind of depends on what you're approaching with strength and how you define strength. I think that to be emotionally strong, you have to be a lot more open-minded, and you have to be like in touch with your feelings. You know, I don't think like a lot of people. I think in today's culture are very much of the mindset that if you're like a sad boy and your music is just essentially you crying on a mic, that you're weak. I don't think that's true. I think that means that you're
that's how you express yourself. I don't think there's anything wrong with either.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
like emo music and shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't get me wrong ever.
I think it just means that you're more in touch with your feelings.
Or you're a pussy, whatever. I don't know. Seems like you play a lot of different instruments. What I mean, like, you want to give the people like a little bit of a rundown of what you actually can do?
Oh man, I mean, it's not really that much. I play keys not well. I play a bunch of random electronic instruments, a lot of like pad based instruments. I like chaos pads, which are essentially like a.
Well, if
like
we're gonna go into this, then yeah, I want to get a breakdown of that shit that you bring to perform.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know. Give the whole breakdown of whatever's in that box or whatever's on. You know what I mean? I want to know about that.
Right. What I used to play with, and I've kind of taken all of my vocoder stuff out, but I used to play with a vocoder, and I used to play with...
What is a vocoder for people like me?
Alright, so a vocoder is... essentially what you do is you run two signals into it. You run a vocal signal into it, and you run either an instrumental signal or like a what I used to do is I would run a sampled synth into it. And when it comes out the other end, you'll hear the vocals, but it will be like quarterly charted. So you have multiple voices, and they'll be harmonizing with each other. So
something that would make Peter Frampton pretty proud.
Oh, absolutely.
Or ashamed.
But
We're not
Frampton
sure. Do you think he likes your music?
Oh, no.
No?
No, I think Frampton would be way more along the lines of like maybe stuff that I was doing before I started doing the electronic stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think he's an old head. You know?
He's a hater. Whatever, we don't need him. Who have you been listening to lately?
Who I've been... Oh, that's tricky. I've been listening to a lot of stuff. Like I said, I've been listening to Mac DeMarco a lot. I've been listening to... You know what, I'll tell you what my most recent searches on Spotify are.
Alright, I'd like to hear it. Let's go.
It's gonna be weird, I'll tell you that.
I usually go with favorite artists, but I know that doesn't always represent... You know what I mean? I want to know what you're listening to right now.
Oh yeah, I listen to a bunch of stuff, and it really kind of depends on my mood. If you would have asked me 3 weeks ago, it would have been something totally different. Okay, Pendulum, who are like this electronic... I don't even know how to describe them. It's essentially like house music with a singer. Terra Melos, who are really weird, experimental. I love them. Dan Deacon, who I absolutely adore. I'm hoping to go see him when he comes.
You're
around.
really schooling me right now. I'm unfamiliar with it. All of the artists that you're saying.
I mean, you did ask me if I was a hipster.
No, okay,
So.
yeah, but I mean, hey, apparently I'm not hip at all, so keep going, because I'm learning.
Justice, if you know who they are. I think a lot of people who have heard like electronic music in movies have probably heard Justice. There's a lot of Justice in movies.
Oh, okay, alright.
Queens of the Stone Age, obviously.
Oh, dude, well, you got me there. I love Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, there you go. Desert Sessions, obviously. Cause,
yeah, of course, yeah.
And I have Sex No Babies on here, who are from Chicago. I just played with them last night in Akron. They are awesome.
Yeah, what kind of music do they make?
They make weird, like, really electronic-y rap. I think when I was talking to the singer last night, I likened it to Atmosphere. Yeah? No? I don't know.
No, I like Atmosphere a lot. I'm thinking now because that's really interesting to... not a lot of people get compared to Slugging In at all, so that's... Okay, alright.
Yeah, it's a little bit more electronic-y than Atmosphere, but it's...
I get it, though. That's still really cool.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about writing songs? Like the way that... Like these songs that you write?
Ooh, I get in moods. You know, sometimes I'll have an idea. I'll wake up with an idea, and I'll just sit down at my keyboard, and I'll noodle it out, and I'll try to figure out how I want different parts to go. And then maybe over the course of a week, I'll put the entire song together. Sometimes I'll put it together in like an hour, and it'll be donezo, and I won't want to change anything about it. But I have different processes. You know, I don't think I stick to any one paradigm of how a song needs to be constructed. A lot of the time, too, I'll sit down at my keyboard and I'll think to myself, I feel like writing something, but I don't have any inspiration. So I'll drink a bottle of wine and I'll just, you know, shit something out until I find...
Shit something out?
Yeah.
Is that what we're listening to? Ear shit?
Ear shit, yeah.
Oh, we're getting shit on.
But hey, if you can't tell which ones are me shitting them out or which ones are me actually like concentrating and really loving what I'm doing to like a very specific point, you know, then I think I'm doing the right thing by.
Oh, I think you're doing the right thing. You got the thumbs up from me.
Thank you.
What do Griefsharks generally eat?
Oh man, mostly vegan. Weird.
Yeah?
Yeah, mostly vegan.
Does that leave a lot of room for Griefsharks to attack humans in the open water? How many humans get eaten by Griefsharks every year?
I find that I'm a generally peaceful Griefshark. There's a couple of people that I found that I needed to take a bite out of, but for the most part, I am. I don't want to say a pacifist, but I don't get into it, you know?
Report your Griefshark attack and sightings now to Paul Goon Ltd. We want to talk to you.
Oh no, I'm not gonna call anybody out. I would, but I don't know, past lives, you know?
We don't want any call-outs on this show. That's in our old life. Once we started season 5, we decided we're not going to do any call-outs anymore, except for sometimes. But anyways, is Griefshark always going to remain a solo project?
You know, I've thought about adding people. There's definitely been...
So the thought's been there. That's what we want to know.
Yeah.
It's experimental. You got to experiment, right?
Yeah. It's not... it will always remain nebulous. I don't think I have any intention of remaining a solo project just because I want it to remain a solo project. I will probably always take creative lead in writing just because it is my project. And I have like this idea in my head of what direction I want it to be going in at any given point in time. So...
What direction is it specifically? Like north, northwest, east?
I think it's very much deep, dirty south. No.
All right. I get what you're telling me.
It's like I said, it's nebulous. I would definitely add people if the situation arose and everything kind of if it felt right. If it fell into place, I would do it. Yeah.
What's the best way to perform? Standing up or kneeling down?
That's tricky. I think probably standing up if you're playing a home show, kneeling down if you're playing a traveling show.
Okay.
Because a lot of the time when you're playing a home show, and people come out to see you, people know what to expect, and generally speaking, you don't want to throw yourself into a situation where you're playing just a shitty show for the sake of playing a shitty show. But if you're playing out and you feel like mixing it up a little bit, definitely like, you know, getting down on your knees, getting closer to an audience is something that
So that's the purpose of it. I was wondering if that's what it was.
Yeah. Like there was one show I played in Asheville where everyone else was playing up on the stage, and I decided that it was going to be, you know, my time to just get down in the crowd.
Down and dirty.
Yeah, just right on the floor, right in front of the stage. I didn't set up on the stage. I just got on my knees and I played a show down in Nashville. It was fun. It was a fun time. I got a great reception down there. I played one in Atlanta. That was fun. The same way, down on my knees.
So you've you've gone pretty far with making this like experimental electronic music.
Yeah, I've done weird stuff.
That's dope. That's very cool. That music's taking you pretty far.
Yeah. I do what I can. I want to. I'm still in the building phases right now, and especially with the rebrand and me not having anything.
As Lil Wayne would say, "Bitch, I'm in the building. You in the front lawn." Quote unquote.
I guess so. The poet, the connoisseur.
Does that have any effect on you? That quote? Has that inspired your whole artistic integrity?
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah? Okay. Lil Wayne is my primary influence.
Oh, dude, spirit animal in every way. What's overrated right now?
What is overrated? Oh, jeez, I think everything's overrated.
Okay, everything?
I think everything is overrated. If we're gonna talk about ideology right now, I am.
Well, I didn't say that, but okay.
Well, I think if you're gonna ask like what's overrated, maybe I'll say this. I consider myself a nihilist, which is not the same thing as being apathetic. A lot of people
like Flea in The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. Yeah. That's cool. He's a badass. That's great. All right. I'll do one of those too.
I like to do what I like to do, but I don't think that anything matters. I don't think that anything that anybody does matters, and I don't have a core belief system in anything. I just go with the flow, and I try my hardest.
Point at the camera and say, Griefshark doesn't matter.
Griefshark does not matter.
That hurt me, man. What's underrated?
What's underrated?
What's underrated right now?
Underrated. Oh, that's tough. I think that there are a lot of, indie
Come
artists.
on, you're a hipster. I know you want to tell me what's underrated.
What's underrated? What's brand new? You know what's brand new that I think is underrated? They have a new, Beyond Sausage Patty at Dunkin' Donuts. Just came out with it. That, I think, is underrated. But
alright, Dunkin' Donuts Beyond Sausage is underrated.
Yeah, it's real good. It's thick. It's like small. It's a tiny patty, but it's thick and it's delicious. You add a little bit of salt on that. Ooh, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I swear. Even eating like strictly vegetarian, mostly vegan, I'm gonna have a heart attack by the time I'm 35. I'm sure of it.
Oh, it's all fried anyway.
Salt on everything. Yeah.
You'll be alright.
Yeah.
Alright, people. You heard it here from the man himself. I'm Paul Goon. He is Griefshark. And that was 13 minutes.
You got to come to